Hi, everyone. We're Bad Luck. This is Neil Welch on the saxophone.
Chris Cassiano on the drums.
Welcome to my backyard. It's really nice to get to play music for people. We haven't played a show since August, so we're really excited to get to play for you all. Here we go.
Let's do it.
hear everything okay? Acoustic TV.
All right. Oh yeah. Talk a little bit. The fireside chat.
Hey y'all. We've got Neil Welch here on the saxophone and electronic stuff. My name is Chris Icasiano, and I play the drums. We're a band called Bad Luck, and we're up here in Seattle. And yeah, we're just like super excited to get to play some music because it's been a long year of not playing any music. Yeah, we're excited that you're all here listening to us. We thought we would take a minute and just talk a little bit about what we're doing. Yeah, you want to start?
Sure. So just for a tiny bit of background, Chris and I have been playing together since we were in college. We met and started playing in 2004, if I remember right, something like that, and formed this band sometime shortly thereafter, kind of in its early iteration, 2005, 2006, something like that. So we've been playing together for about 15 plus years. And throughout that time, this band has just kind of taken many different forms sonically, from exploring acoustic sounds to using electronics. We've, in our recorded works, we've done projects. We've also done a ton of original music. And so tonight you're hearing two pieces so far, the first of which was a piece by Chris here. And then the second was an improvisation, which is a big part of what this band does. Whether we're playing original music or not, improvisation factors in as really like a fulcrum of the band's sound. We're going to follow it up pretty soon here with two other pieces of music, another free improvisation, but one that uses electronics. And then we'll do one from kind of our past. It's called RBG. It's one that we like to do a lot live. One thing we should also encourage you all to do kind of while we're playing is, if any questions come up, we're going to be doing, as you're likely aware, a little bit of a question and answer later on after we play another couple of pieces. We'll reserve the last 15 minutes or so for that. So we would love to respond to some of the questions that you have. But so that's kind of a little bit of context. We've been playing together, again, about 15 years. And this band has always been just Chris and myself.
Just the duo. Yeah, we studied jazz at the University of Washington, and so a lot of this music is kind of rooted in jazz and improvisation, but has taken on, kind of a life of its own that's more based on all the different musical interests that we have, which is a huge range. So it's been fun to get to take our knowledge and our experience and learning of jazz and to apply it in this way, which feels really, really unique to us. And I don't know, right now is really refreshing to play because I literally have not played music with people for I don't even know how long. So it's very cool. But
one thing that comes to mind when we were right before we started the live stream tonight was we were talking about when you're playing alone in you call it isolation or practice or whatever it might be throughout the last year in all of our individual music making, it can feel like for myself I can really be bringing good energy into my practice space and working very hard, and then all of a sudden Chris and I get together here and all these small elements that have just been missing in my playing just all of a sudden come up, for the positive side and the side where I think like, wow, this area has been really lacking in my work for the last year, which is just fascinating to have had that amount of time to myself, to have been working very hard independently, and then recognize that within minutes of playing with someone, especially a person like Chris, who I've just had the pleasure of playing with for so many years, all of a sudden, all these different areas of creativity come up in my mind, and vulnerability as well. So that's just been fascinating. So I second Chris in saying I'm just super excited to be playing. And we're excited to be playing for you. So thank you for being here. We'll quit yakking and play a little bit more.
Shall we?
Chris and Neil's fireside chat.
Listen to this one. Sure. Take our time. Thanks, y'all. We're gonna play one more for you, and yeah, again, feel free to drop some questions in the chat. Neighbors, if you're watching, thank you for putting up with our noise right now. I appreciate it. This one is called RBG. Thanks for listening. Sorry you couldn't come in to watch. a band called Bad Luck. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. We're doing a live stream right now, so we have to go talk to our people.
Chris just moved into a new house, so this is a good introduction to his neighbors.
Well, either a good introduction or a bad introduction. Let's see.
Let me get in here a little bit.
Okay, thanks, y'all. I'm looking at some questions that were sent to us. Question 1. What are the titles? So we played 4 songs, three of which don't have a title. The very first one is a song that I wrote at this point a couple years ago that has just remained untitled. And we played it for a while, off and on. And then we had a pandemic, so we just haven't been playing anything. And actually, when we got together to rehearse, I was like, hey, why don't we try my new one? And he was like, you mean the one that you wrote about 3 years ago? So first song was untitled. The second one was just a free improvisation. So we were just improvising. So that also does not have a title. And then we talked, and then we played another one, which was another free improvisation. So that also did not have a title. But this last one was called RBG. And that was for the great Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yeah. Let's see. Question number 2. What is the style of music you are playing?
So Chris kind of talked a little bit about at the beginning of the set tonight that we both have a background in jazz music, but we also both really have a love of many different styles of music, as do so many players, not just in Seattle, but all throughout the country, of course, and the world. People anybody who tends to study like one form of music making that's like they're maybe at the forefront of their predominant kind of cultural medium. Also, of course, is exposed to all kinds of different music and often has a love for many kinds of music. So the long-winded answer to your question here is it's rooted in jazz. That's by our perspective and kind of by our experience. But at the same time, we both listen to many, many different styles of music, including like folk music, indie music, metal, rap, hip hop. I love a lot of like saxophone music that you might call like from antiquity at this point, like 100-year-old music. So the language that we've really been working to try and hone together is one that it might be rooted in some of those places, but we are hoping to kind of create in some ways our own kind of interpretation of what, say so-called jazz or even modern improvised music might mean. So for us, this includes composition as well as improvisatory forms that are rooted in many different styles of many different genres of music. But ultimately, we're trying to create very personal music, and that's not a way of like obfuscating the question and saying that it's not tied to a genre. I'm trying to show that it does have links to some specific genres, but really we're trying to create our own language, and that's the kind of thing you can do with somebody you've played with for so long.
Yeah, it's no genre and all genres all at the same time. Question number 3. Are you using a synthesizer with the sax for the echo?
Well, it's kind of synthesis sound in a way, because some of the echo sounds you're hearing, there are stomp boxes, basically like guitar effects pedals that are include effects like reverb to give a sense of space, delay, which also gives a sense of space, but it also gives some of the echo that you're talking about, and various different harmonizers. So a lot of what you're hearing, I've actually during COVID been exploring in my own time a lot of different kind of layering of sounds and trying to get 3 or 4 pitches to kind of layer in and fourths and fifths as well as other intervals inside of my playing. And so you're hearing actually layers of sound. So not so if you wanted to think about a synthesizing, the idea of like being able to play chordal work, that's essentially what's happening. It's like replicating my sound through the input source, which is the microphone, and then taking that and amplifying it through the amp that you see back here. And the intermediary there are all the different effects pedals that you're hearing. So it's kind of a massive pedal setup at this point, but there's like kind of 10 different pedal kind of parameters that within themselves also have different ways of manipulating sound. So for the echo, you're hearing like delay, but you're also hearing a chorus effect, you're hearing reverb, and then you're also hearing harmonizers, which are actually layering my sound in different pitches above, below.
Question number 4, is the last piece created from graphic music, like a graphic score, I'm guessing? No, it's not. It wasn't, was it? It wasn't a graphic. No. It was this was a piece that Neil, well, so an interesting thing about the way that we compose and arrange together is that a lot of times we will both bring sometimes a fully fledged, thought out composition that's written down to a rehearsal. And because the instrumentation and the setup of the band is so unique, a lot of our process is just trying out a lot of different things, thinking about different ways that we can use the electronic effects, think about different ways that we can approach each of our instruments that are unique, kind of just to really keep our creative juices flowing and like keep us both interested and engaged, and like trying to push ourselves to continue to be creative with our setup and our genre. And so that particular piece, Neil had written a bunch of stuff. Maybe, like, was there a lot of stuff that we kind of boiled down to a couple of core elements? And yeah, sometimes, we'll have a composition that's like 4 pages long of like written music that we end up using 8 bars of, because the 8 bars we find is like kind of the core of the composition, and like that's what we build off. But it comes in a process of playing things forever and trying to figure them out, and revising and editing and cutting things. And and that was kind of how that piece came together. Neil had this really amazing melody, and then I wrote all the drum parts to support it. Kind of just has its own life of its own now.
One thing I'll add to this conversation here, as it relates to the compositional process, is that when you're working in collaboration with somebody, in my estimation, ideally the feedback that you get from the people around you is taken in equal measure, and sometimes when the person that you're collaborating with has an idea that really speaks to the crowd, like it's very good to just kind of follow down that path and have the faith to just now kind of almost hand the creative ball to that person. So like I remember when I brought like that song RBG, and it was one of those that was like 4 pages long or something, just this like sea of material. And then that process of whittling down, well, there's all these things that happen in the music that were I just going at it by myself, or kind of sticking to the fact that, I want this to happen right in this one place. Well, we would have never, come up with what you just heard right now. So a lot of the times, like Chris knows his instrument on a level that I will never understand. And so, if I might have a groove in mind, it is absolutely Chris's, up to Chris's discretion to kind of create a groove or sculpt some kind of, percussive element around that I know absolutely that even from my little seedling, he can create something extraordinary. So oftentimes I'll just like give an idea or something to Chris, and boom, he just is able to launch off with it and create something pretty extraordinary.
Thanks, Neil.
You're welcome. He didn't say it back. You know that? No, sure. All right.
Okay, a couple more questions. Is that a tenor saxophone? Yes, it's a tenor saxophone. Next question. When will Leo join the band? So Leo is my 7-month-old baby. And honestly, Leo's got to audition for the band before they get in. So it might be some time, but they need to practice first before they can join the band.
While we were rehearsing, Leo was in the background screaming every once in a while, not like bloody murder screaming, but we play and you just go, ah! So he's or they're in there. It'll happen. Leo will make.
Yeah, Leo was already practicing to
Leo
join
will
the
make the
band
way.
and almost fit in. Our neighbor, my new neighbors over here, Sarah, they had some work being done at their house, and there was a jackhammer going on earlier. And she said to me, "Yeah, I'll get the jackhammer to stop, before you guys play." And I was thinking, like, the jackhammer might actually really, really lend to the music pretty well. Okay, maybe I'll just look in here really quick. Can't.
While Chris is hunting around for another question or two, I'll just encourage anybody here to, if you have a question, throw it in the chat really quick. But also, we just want to thank Southwest College for, having us play today. We're just really, really excited to be here. As Chris said, it's our first live stream show that we played since back in August. So it's very fun to get to play for you all and to know that there's a crowd out there checking it out. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you all. A couple of great comments. I'm scared, beautiful, perfect background, or for an Insidious movie. Yep, horror movies for sure. Yeah. I think we're at time. So thank you all again. You can find us at badluckband.net. You can find us on Instagram, Bad Luck Seattle, and hopefully we'll have some more things coming at you in the near future.
And we'll make it down to San Diego at some point. So
we played in San Diego a number of times with varying sizes of crowds. So you should all come, and we'll have a party.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Good night.